What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a WrestleRant, and we are talking about WrestleMania 36. The good and the bad, and some predictions for the matches that we have so far. I'm going to try to make this a longer show so we can actually get into this, because a lot has happened in the last couple weeks in the world of WWE. Not much of it good. Have you seen Raw and SmackDown? It's just about unwatchable. It's not necessarily their fault. They are continuing Vince's "the show must go on" stuff, his shtick, because they're having empty arena shows. And I kind of expected them to do this with Mania. WrestleMania 36 will also be in an empty performance center. It's going to be hard to watch. Let's just everyone just settle on that. This will not be fun to watch. This will not be a very good overall entertaining show. It just won't be. There will be no electricity. There's basically no pyro because they're indoors. And a small indoors. So this isn't going to feel like WrestleMania. It won't. But they're trying the best they can. And it is a 2-day event for the first time ever. I've been clamoring for them to do that for about a decade. The show's too long. 7-8 hours? That's terrible. And we still have some matches being rushed with a 7.5 hour show. So yeah, it's good that they've split into two pieces. WrestleMania needs to stay that way. But this is not going to be good. This just won't be good. But I do commend them for continuing and trying to entertain the masses in this time of people being out of jobs and there's no sports on. Movies have been delayed. Check out my movie channel. I'm going to talk about that very soon. But so Vince is trying to do the people right and give us something. It's just a shame it's happening during WrestleMania season because this card is loaded. Maybe the best WrestleMania card of all time. On paper. It's just going to be sacrificed into an empty arena. And no one's going to remember this show for anything besides it being an empty arena. That's all. These matches really won't matter. They're not going to be memorable. I don't know. It's going to be rough. It's going to be very rough. But let's just talk about the matches. The ones that have been announced. I think there are 8 that are basically official. I'm going to start off with Kevin Owens. No, Edge versus Randy Orton. Now that match... And it's a last man standing match. They just added that this week. That is going to be good. That might be the match of the night. Just because in front of an empty arena, they can go through the crowd without any worries. They can do things we've never seen before because they don't have to worry about audience kind of messing up spots. You know what I mean? Can you start to picture things they can do now? Like they can go through the crowd and not actually have to worry about fans screwing stuff up or getting in the way or getting hurt. Who knows? That match could be very good. And, of course, we don't know. Is Edge making a full return? Is this a full comeback? Or is this just a one-off goodbye? Because that matters here. Because if this is a full return, Edge should probably win. If this is a one-off, then it's perfectly fine if Randy takes it. But I'll just predict Edge. I'll say Edge. I don't know if they're going to do Edge like that. Either way. You know what I mean? We've been waiting a long time for Edge to return. They're probably not doing Edge like that. I got Edge beating Randy Orton. Then we got Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins in a feud that feels like it's been going on for 8-9 months. It's probably been 4, 5, or 6, though. It's been a long, long feud. Oh, Christ. Oh, I like both these guys. And I really like the Seth Rollins Messiah gimmick he's using. The wrestling Jesus thing. That's brilliant. That's great. He needs to be going for more a bigger marquee thing. He's going to beat Kevin Owens, isn't he? I love Kevin Owens, but I think Kevin Owens is eating this loss to Seth Rollins. Barring some craziness, which I don't foresee, Seth Rollins is winning this match. It'll be a good match, though. Would have been better in front of a crowd. That's going to be a reoccurring theme. You're probably going to hear from me a lot during this little show. Undertaker versus AJ Styles. The dead man is back. Wait, is the dead man back? Or was it the goddamn badass? This week, when AJ Styles called out The Undertaker, or when the contract signing happened, it wasn't the dead man. That was definitely the American Badass version. The what do they call him? Big evil red devil, whatever. I'm not sure about this one. I don't need to see the American Badass back. I'm happy with. I loved him as a child, but it's because I was a child. I don't need to see Undertaker flip-flopping between which version of himself he is. Just stay the dead man. Just retire that way. And AJ can actually help you put on a good match right now. AJ's very good. So, I would like to see the dead man have one last memorable good match. Too bad it's in front of absolutely nobody. God, that entrance is going to be so weird. Either version of The Undertaker coming out in front of no crowd is going to be so weird. Like when Austin came out on, what was it, 3/16 day? What a terrible 3/16 day that was. He came out, drank beers, stunned Byron Saxton. That part was cool, of course. Saxton, get the fuck out of here. And Becky Lynch drove a monster truck with her name and picture all over it just to drink beer with Stone Cold. And Stone Cold said she stunned him last time they saw each other or something. I didn't need any of that. They're trying to push Becky so hard up my ass. I can't take it anymore. I'm done. I want to wash my hands clean of the Becky Lynch virus. I'm done with it. I can't do it any longer. Ugh, she's not Stone Cold, goddammit. She's Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch is great. But damn, do they try to make her something she's not. Ugh. But anyway, the point was, Austin's entrance, when that glass broke, to absolute crickets, it was disheartening. It was. Again, it isn't necessarily their fault. But it's just a shame that it's happening in Mania season. That's all. Why couldn't this happen around like Battleground or something? Who cares? WrestleMania? Damn. That's unfortunate. Let's get into the match. Undertaker versus AJ Styles. I'm actually going to say Undertaker picks up a victory here. I know he's old. I know he shouldn't be beating younger talent. Even though AJ's not that much younger, but he is younger. The way they've been booking AJ ever since he rejoined the club has been terrible. I don't see it improving much here. I wouldn't be shocked if the club interfere at some point and Kane comes out, makes a special appearance, and helps Undertaker pick up the victory. Something along those lines. And if Kane doesn't appear, Undertaker's just going to win clean. Hopefully it's with a tombstone and not a chokeslam. Because AJ continuously gets taken out with one chokeslam from The Undertaker. And that's it. Ball game. Don't want that. Not at WrestleMania. Even if it is in front of nobody, you still can't do AJ like that. Next up, John Cena versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, it's another one. I told you, I'm excited for basically every match on this card. It's just a shame it's in front of nobody. This one, The Fiend has to win. He has to, right? Right? How many times have I said this and been wrong? I've been wrong. I think twice. The Fiend has lost. And he should be undefeated right now. Yeah. So, I want to say The Fiend's going to win, but fuck it, I'm saying The Fiend wins. The Fiend wins. John Cena passes out in the mandible claw. I just have to. I refuse to pick John Cena to win this match, Even though every brain cell and instinct of wrestling is telling me John Cena is going to beat Bray Wyatt. You do know that, right, Dan? I know. Just shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to imagine it. I don't want to see it. I'm going with The Fiend winning. I don't care what every instinct is telling me. I don't want to hear logic that John Cena is going to win because he's John Cena and because Vince could give a shit about Bray Wyatt, whether he's Husky Harris, whether he's the bearded psychopath, whether he's wearing a mask as calling himself The Fiend. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. So, I think Vince is happy with The Fiend having an action figure and being in the video games now and selling merchandise, and that's it. He doesn't need him to be beating his legends, the guy they call the greatest of all time, John Cena. He doesn't want that to happen at WrestleMania. Cena's here to beat The Fiend. There you go. I still picked The Fiend. But Cena's going to win. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. This is going to be the last match of one of the nights. Either day 1 or day 2. This is going to be the main event of one of them. And, hey, it's not going to get boos. That's good. God, I hope Saxon isn't just going to be cheering the whole time. Because that was cringeworthy in the Austin promo this week. Good Lord, that was terrible. Ugh. I'd rather just silence. Well, we're getting silence. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. Finally, Roman's going to win a title at WrestleMania in the main event. And he won't get booed. There you go, Vince. Here you go. It just took a worldwide pandemic to get Roman Reigns to not get booed after winning a world title. There you go. Here you go. Here we go. Yes, Roman is beating Goldberg, as he should, though. Goldberg is like 67 years old. It's time to not be giving him titles anymore, for Christ's sake. So Roman beats Goldberg. I would say I'll give this match 7 minutes, and it will be pretty electrifying for those 7 minutes. I'm hoping they book it the way they booked Goldberg Lesnar 2 a couple years ago. Great match. 2? 3 a couple years ago. Great match. 7.5, 8 minutes of just finishers and signature moves. That's it. I don't want to see any goddamn rest holds or suplexes. Now we have Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. If Becky Lynch wins this match, I'm choking somebody. So don't be near me when I watch this. Because if she wins, I'm choking somebody. There's no way she should win this match. No way in hell. Shayna Baszler, it's her time. This is her world. We're all just living in it. This is Shayna Baszler's moment, her time, her world, her division, her title. Give it to Shayna. Hope the match is good. I would frankly do this just to build Shayna into a beast. I would book that the way they did John Cena and Brock at SummerSlam 5 some odd years ago. Destruction. The hero, Cena, in this case Becky Lynch, get tossed around, beat up, bad. Clearly not as good, but fighting through it as the hero she is, but then to eventually just lose. That's what should happen. She should get her ass kicked the entire length of this match, which should only be 5 to 10 minutes, to sell Shayna Baszler as a legitimate ass kicker. Beat her up, throw her around. Eventually, she has to tap. She has to lose, though, by submission. Either tapping, but she didn't have to. Passing out would be perfectly fine. But I don't want to see an even, close match here. I don't need that. I don't need that. No, thank you. Shayna Baszler, your new Raw Women's Champion. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's title. And they're really not stating it enough on commentary or anything that Charlotte's using her Rumble ticket, her Rumble victory on the NXT title. Does Vince not want people to remember that? I guess he doesn't want the NXT title to feel as maybe more important, like she wanted that more than the Raw or SmackDown women's titles. I don't know. I'm not sure, but they really aren't mentioning it near like they should. This match is tough to call. It is. This one's actually kind of tough. I mean, everyone would just assume Rhea Ripley. That feels too obvious. Feels too obvious. And Vince loves Charlotte Flair, obviously. And the storylines you could come up with Charlotte winning the NXT Women's Championship and going to NXT for a couple months, would be very interesting. Because Rhea just wins and beats Charlotte Flair and just goes back to NXT. That's not weird? That's very fucking weird. Like, I don't... What, faces who? Bianca Belair? You went from Charlotte Flair at Mania, you beat her, and you go down to NXT again to face Bianca Belair? No. No. I think I've talked myself into it. I think Charlotte's going to win this match. I think she's going to win this match. She might cheat to do it, to turn her back full-on heel. She might cheat, which I'd be fine with. I need the dirtiest player in the game back. I need the Ric Flair version of Charlotte back. Charlotte beats Rhea Ripley, goes to NXT for a couple months, puts over someone. Could be Toni Storm, could be Rhea Ripley again in a rematch at the next TakeOver. That'd be perfectly fine. I just need a little spice in this WrestleMania. Every match seems kind of predictable for the most part. And Charlotte beating her is a bigger storyline than Rhea beating Charlotte and going back to NXT. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Then we have Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Now this one is slightly hard to call. It is. Because I'm just going to say it. Brock Lesnar's going to retain. I just don't feel it. I don't see them crowning Drew McIntyre. Not many people beat Brock. There's a chance that Drew wins, but the only reason I say there's even a chance is because Vince, back in the day, proclaimed Drew McIntyre was going to be a star. I bet you he wants to be able to show that video again with pride. So I could see him having Drew win just so Vince looks good in the past. Yeah, he's that type of dude. But I'll pick Brock. I think they'll want to keep the title on the big name. And I'm assuming this will end one of the other shows. I could see Brock Lesnar ending day one more than I can see Drew McIntyre holding the title ending day one. Especially there's going to be no pyro. It's not like fireworks. They don't need the babyface to win in the end. They don't have to send people home happy. You know what I mean? But that's what I got for WrestleMania. Stay safe. Let me know down below what you guys think is your predictions. Do you even have any hope for this WrestleMania to even be entertaining in the slightest? It's a shame. It's a shame. Great card. Well, let me know what you guys think. I'm just deflated because I'm picturing all these matches. All of them could be classics. And yet, it's going to be in front of absolutely nobody. It's like a tree fall in the woods. Did it actually fall? It's one of those things. Like, could you hear it? Did it make a sound? You know what I'm talking about. If 8 classic matches happened at WrestleMania and no one watched it, did they really happen? Damn shame.